MD Supplement Superstore, #1.
All year long, it was the biggest story of the year, the return of four-time Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler. We talked about it. A lot of people wondered if you were even going to get here. This guy didn't think you were going to be here. Jay Cutler, it was good to see you on stage.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm still excited. It was electrifying up there. It's a good time.
You know, it was an interesting experience for you, Jay, because I know there was a lot of emotions. On one hand, you were trying to prove some people wrong. On another hand, you know, you had a personal mission for your fans. And to some degree, and let's just be candid, a lot of us are sitting here wondering if we just saw Jay Cutler compete for the final time. Did we?
I can't say that right now. You know, it's I'm taking in the moment. I'm looking around at all the fans, and you know, I was better tonight than I was Friday, which is always the case at the Olympia for me. It seems like. You know, definitely, you know, Phil won the show very handedly. I don't see anyone beating Phil Heath at this point. I know that's kind of odd to say, but at this point, I think a lot of people would agree at that.
I thought it was not only admirable, but respect. I got to give you respect because what you were trying to do, I'm sitting from the armchair, sitting at home, watching it, thinking it can't be done. And then you showed up the way that you showed up. So that was surprising because the field was its best ever. When you said this is the best Olympia, I mean, I felt that because of the depth of the field. But what I also thought is, here you are 40 years old, more mature than most of the guys that have been there with the most experience. And you said this is the best Olympia, taking 6th place. So how do you economize all of that? Is that a maturity perspective?
You know what? It's the growth of bodybuilding. I think you know, with what, you know, muscular development's done and the social aspect has changed. You know, there's not only print advertisement, but there's a lot of online stuff now. And, you know, we were able to watch all the athletes lead up to the contest that were competing. So much hype, a lot of guys participating that have very bright futures, a lot of new blood coming in. I think, you know, our international exposure is very, very big because of the social aspect now. I meet a lot of European fans here. They come all the way over just to come to the Olympia. But, I mean, you had just, you know, bodybuilding has grown tremendously, and I think we're going to see another big boost. You know, we talk about the 90s and what the Olympia was like, you know, back then, the golden era. I think we're going to see that is going to transition because there's just so many guys with potential to be right there knocking at the door, and the fans were so responsive tonight, and I'm sure the online views were probably the record-breaking of all time. And, you know, the hype. I mean, as much as, you know, I felt like I wanted to drive down to California and rip your head off a few times, I feel, you know, it definitely hyped up the show. I appreciate all the support I've gotten, whether it's positive or negative. And, you know, I'm happy. I have no complaints tonight. I went out and put on as best a show I could, and did as much as I could for the fans, and that was the goal. You know, I wanted to get up on stage. I wanted to win. You know, I predicted I would win. I didn't, but I got up there healthy. I felt great, and you know, I'm walking away right now feeling, you know, fulfilled.
The last time Jay Cutler finished any worse than 2nd place at a bodybuilding contest, Bill Clinton was still president. That's a true story. But Jay, let's talk about the confidence. From a tactical standpoint, you came into this, you had a game plan, you were in tremendous condition. There were certain issues from a size standpoint. Talk about what you were able to bring to the stage and to some degree your inability to kind of live up to some of the hype.
You know what, you know, it was a big question mark because I wasn't able to train fully for an amount of time because of the bicep tear. And I think, you know, a lot of the critics, you know, including Sean, saw me sitting on the sidelines traveling and promoting the new brand. And I didn't have time to really focus on training where these guys were going in. They had the depth, you know. I think, you know, what really hurt me, I'm looking now and listening to feedback from, you know, last night and a little bit tonight. You know, I didn't have the lats that I had before, and that's hard training. That's time in the gym. The muscle density. So when I dieted down, remember, I started at a light body weight, went up, came back down basically the same body weight I started training at for 12 weeks. It just wasn't enough time to give my body the sufficient, you know, density that it needed. And I just think that these guys, you know, younger, I'm 40 years old, there is a difference. I mean, we talk about that. Looking in the mirror, I don't see what I saw 10 years ago in certain body parts. But, you know, at some things I thought my balance was pretty good. And obviously looking at yourself, in the gym or at your house is a lot different in comparisons on stage. You know, you're not standing next to, you know, the best backs in the world when we're turning around hitting lat spreads. And I think that's where I suffered a little bit, and I got knocked out.
Well, it's been a rare privilege for all of us at MD and myself to cover your career from the very start. It's been an incredible journey for all of us, and I know it was a thrill for us to be there for you tonight, and we talked about it in our prior wrap-up. You behave like a champion, whether you finish 6th or whether you finish 1st, and we were thrilled to be a part of it with you.
Yeah, it's I'm really happy for the guys. I'm really happy for Dennis Wolf. He looked great. I thought he could have been 2nd. Phil deserved it. I mean, last night I told him after prejudging when they stood him back in line without even comparing him, I said, that's serious. When you win Olympias like that, that's serious business. And you know, congratulations to him. You know, Sean Roden looked great. Dexter, of course, still knocking there. You know, I would have liked to mix it up with them a little bit better. I don't think last night I gave myself that advantage. Tonight I think I was a little better. I could stand with those guys a little more. But, you know, a few spots, I mean, 6th, 5th, 4th, it don't make a difference. I mean, to me, it's you know, it's about the fans and, of course, what we did tonight.
Well, there it is, one of the most iconic and influential and popular bodybuilding champions this sport has ever known. For Sean Ray and Jay Cutler, I'm Dan Solomon signing off from the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas here at the 2013 Mr. Olympia.
MD Supplement Superstore, #1.